Well, here we are on another beautiful day. It's Monday here at the famous Computer Cafe. This is Michael Walker.
And this is Andy Velkoff.
And this is Ellen Lubin.
Hi, Ellen. How you doing?
I'm just fine, Michael. How are you?
Oh, boy, I'll tell you. I rushed in here from the freeway. The traffic was really nice and pleasant, so it was fine. I'm doing good.
And it's a beautiful day out.
It is. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Exquisite day in February here.
We have a really interesting show today. For all of you folks out there who have ever thought about shopping for a personal computer, who have shopped for a personal computer, if you got questions about how to go about doing it, where to go, what kind of questions to ask, or on the flip side, once you've got it, maybe you're having trouble with the warranty, or maybe everything that you were told wasn't the truth. If you want to know where to go, we have Steve Laff, who owns Friendly Computers, who has joined us here at the cafe. You're going to be hearing from him in a few minutes. And Michael and Steve are going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of consumerism in personal computing.
That's right. So I'm going to rely upon everybody out there who has the frustrations that I've faced, and probably many of you have faced.
Nobody could have as many as you faced.
I'll tell you, boy, I get real frustrated when it comes to buying things on a retail level. So anyway, for Los Angeles, 628 KIEV, San Fernando Valley, 989 KIEV, Glendale Burbank, 956 KIEV, San Gabriel Valley, 443 KIEV, South Bay Area, 835 KIEV, Orange County, 714739 KIEV, West LA, 837 KIEV.
And Ellen, are we giving anything away today?
Of course we are, Andy. All this week we'll be giving away to one caller. Actually, not all this week. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
Correct.
We'll be giving away a chocolate bite and a Winky, the computer friendship.
All right. So you guys stay tuned, join in with me, and let's ask some questions here from Steve.
We'll be back with a little news in just a couple of minutes.
Start with the world's best-selling database system. Give it enhanced features to make it faster, more powerful, and easier to use, and you have the makings of a software heavyweight. DBase 3, Ashton Tate's hot new package for your 16-bit PC. With DBase 3, you can create records with up to 128 fields, access 10 files at once, and run other programs like communications or word processing without leaving DBase 3. You can read non-DBase files from other software programs or mainframe databases. And you can easily convert your DBase 2 files and programs to DBase 3. If you get stuck, help is at your fingertips with multiple help screens. And where do you go to see this powerful new program? Go see David and Betty Sun at Sun Computers in the city of Carson. They'll tell you what you need to know about DBase 3 and more. Sun Computers is located at 20925 South Bonita in Carson. Or call 213-538-8338. That's 213-538-8338. Sun Computers in Carson, a soft cell dealer.
Welcome to Computer Suitor. Today, Bachelorette Software Samna Word 3 asks the big question.
Bachelor number 1, what do you want in the perfect word processor?
I want a word processor that handles different languages. French, German, Spanish, and even Greek.
Oh, pas de problème. Bachelor number 2?
I don't know if I can say this on the air, but I'm crazy about word processors with a zoom feature. I like a miniature picture of the whole page so I can see margins and centering.
A different perspective. Bachelor number 3?
I want 5-function math mode, the ability to do line drawings, easy cursor control, and spell checking. I want it all.
Well, this is difficult. I do all those things.
Having a hard time picking the best word processing program? Pick Samna Word 3.
Samna Word 3 is available at Priority 1 in Irvine. Priority 1 is located at 18241 McDermott, or call 714-660-1411. That's 714-660-1411. This message is sponsored by Soft Team Distributors.
Well, we decided to bring the news here online at the famous Computer Cafe. We have Ellen online. How are you, Ellen?
I'm doing just fine, Michael. I'm here at the salad bar, and I just want everybody to know that the famous Computer Cafe has the world's longest salad bar.
It is long.
From downtown Los Angeles to Santa Monica, and I just happened to be at the other end today, so I had to call in.
Well-
Anyway, what?
We always said you're in a place and a space of your very own.
This is it. The news today. The National Science Foundation is expected to announce tens of millions of dollars of grants today to university and business consortiums to do research for America's next generation of supercomputers. Officials at Cornell and Princeton have both revealed that they are among those winning the grants. According to the Associated Press, other grants are expected to go to MIT and the University of Illinois. The Science Foundation grants are to be augmented by additional funding from IBM, even though IBM does not make supercomputers. Supercomputers in the U.S. are made by Cray Research, Control Data, Denelcor, and Amdahl Corporation. According to Online Today, computer manufacturers are waging the battle of the ad agencies in increasing numbers, anticipating a continuing shakeout at least until 1987. The Detroit News reports these following statistics. In TV advertising, IBM topped the list, spending $38 million in the first 9 months of 1984. That's a 77% increase from 1983. Apple computer spending was up 393% to $30 million for the first 9 months of 84. And at AT&T, TV ad spending was estimated at $18 million for the first 9 months. Commodore spent about $16 million. Advertising budgets for 1985 have not been released by any computer manufacturers, but according to one insider, a substantial increase can be expected from most firms, given that the market is becoming tighter and tighter. Data General Corporation has announced the introduction of a redesigned display for its portable computer, the Data General 1, according to the Wall Street Journal today. When introduced last October, the DG1 was the first IBM-compatible portable to come with a full-size liquid crystal display, but sales have been weak because buyers have found that the display is very difficult to read. Now, Data General has made the display easier to read by making it tilt. While the price of the computer will remain the same, Data General is charging people who already own the computer $350 to upgrade to the new screen. And last but not least, according to Carrie Liu of High Technology Magazine, also a recent guest at the cafe, China's stated technological goal is to achieve the level of sophistication by 1990 that the West had in 1980. Their main interest is in developing their own manufacturing capabilities rather than importing the technology, but for now they are far behind. Because of a Chinese penchant for American things and a distrust of anything Japanese, Chinese computers are mostly American imports or foreign clones, which can't handle the Chinese characters as efficiently as a Japanese computer could. There are 3 companies that assemble IBM PC knockoffs, importing everything from CPUs to keyboards, and the prices are astronomical. A floppy disk Chinese version of a PC sells for $10,000, while a real IBM PC XT sells for $20,000 in China. So, Michael, that's the news. It looks like we ought to get into the import business.
I don't know. All the things that you have to deal with on that side of it. It is expensive on the other side of the world, isn't it?
Sure sounds like it.
Well, hopefully we can find a way after talking with our guest to minimize the amount we have to spend here in Los Angeles or throughout the country. Thanks, Ellen, for the news. Appreciate
Anytime,
that.
guys. See you all tomorrow.
Bye, Ellen.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If Lotus had given you just one,
A spreadsheet that's up to 50 times faster than other spreadsheets, with every statistical and financial formula you'll ever need, and the largest workspace on the market.
that would have been enough. And if Lotus had given you just two,
2. Information management, to store and organize information with the ability to cross-index over 2,000 records by 32 criteria, and use information from other programs and computer systems.
that would have been enough. And if Lotus had given you just three,
3. Graphics, to graph information from your spreadsheet in less than 2 seconds, and change that information, touch a key, and graph the new results instantly. Graphics as a thinking tool.
that would have been enough.
But Lotus has given you more. Text editing, tutorials, a help key, and a host of features which give Lotus 123 its power and simplicity.
Lotus 123 is available at Dino Computer in Pasadena. Dino Computers is located at 2091. That's 2091, folks, East Colorado Boulevard. Or call 818-795-6674. That's 818-795-6674. This message is brought to you by Micro D.
Come to order. We'll start with a presentation on foreign production.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you can see from this pie chart produced with GraphWriter software on my personal computer, a large portion of our foreign world production comes from Peru.
Excuse me, Wilson, but we wanted to see how business is going in Turkey.
Well, no problem, Mr. Selwick. I'll just bring up this stacked bar chart. Voila! Wool production in Turkey.
We don't care about wool production, Wilson. Show us how silk is doing.
Well, no problem, Mr. Dandridge. Silk production is up, as you can see in the surface line chart.
Well, thank you, Wilson. Wonderful job.
You've just heard a graphic demonstration of the importance of software for business graphics in getting your point across. For a full range of presentation graphics, get GraphWriter by Graphic Communications for the big picture.
GraphWriter is available at Irvine Software in Irvine. Irvine Software is located at 14210 Culver Drive, Suite A, or call 714-551-4300. That's 714-551-4300. This message is sponsored by Soft Team Distributors.
Well, hello, guys. This is Michael Walker. We're here at the famous Computer Cafe, and our guest today is Steve Laff. He's the computer store that you own is called Friendly Computers, right?
That's right.
You might
Maybe I should talk a little louder. That's right, Michael.
Don't be
Don't touch
embarrassed.
it.
Don't be
No, I won't.
afraid.
Okay.
This is okay.
Be friendly.
Be friendly, okay?
Okay.
Really, I think that the name in itself probably says a lot. I find, having gone out into the world of buying personal computers, that it gets real tough to walk into some of these retail stores. I mean, whether it's a computer land, and not every computer land, but some, whether it's a business land, and it's not every business land, it's a couple that make me feel like when I go in there, listen, if you don't know every little technical in and out about the computer and can show me dollar per dollar how much I'm going to spend, which is over $2,000 or $3,000, they don't want to waste the time. Why do people have to experience that, Steve?
Why do people have to experience that when they buy cars?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is no different than anything else. Whenever I go, sometimes I go into computer stores to see what's happening. And we just went on a tour about 2 weeks ago to see if things have really changed in the past year. And I carried around a big checkbook because that was the only way that I would get any attention at all. There seems to be a mentality of when you walk into a computer store, let me open up your mouth and let's see how many CPUs we can put in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's really offensive.
Mm-hmm.
The computer retail environment is not geared toward solving people's problems. It's toward a bottom line, and there isn't a real recognition that both of those can be harmonious.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's to the bottom line, and I think let's take kind of the side of a small retailer. For that guy, he's got to survive. If he doesn't sell computers, he's not going to be on that corner too long. And yet and still, he's got salespeople out there who, I don't know, it doesn't seem like they've been into computers too long. I mean, they don't seem to be super trained on computers for the most part. How do they overcome that problem? How does a store owner overcome some of these hurdles?
I really don't know. I mean, we hire basically our own customers. So it's real simple. We train them, and then we hire them.
Uh-huh.
A lot of computer people in computer stores don't know how to use computers. I mean, there's a joke. What's the difference between a used car salesman and a computer salesman?
What is it?
That's the used car salesman knows when he's lying. And a lot of computer salesmen really don't.
There's probably a lot of retailers out there that are getting a little bit upset about this right now. I mean, many of us who are the consumer, probably realize basically what you're saying. And you sound to me like you've come from the consumer ranks and gotten into this. How'd you get into this whole thing of computers?
Well, I went to out looking for a computer to do screenwriting. I go to USC for film school, and I went to several computer stores, and it was, oh, sure, it'll do this. Absolutely, no problem, and it'll only cost X. Oh, it's on sale right now, but you have to buy today. And I really felt abused, used, and as I said earlier, I overreacted. I opened up my own computer store.
Uh-huh.
I met a lot of people who were felt violated and felt that they weren't getting the information across. Not that all computer stores are that way, just most of them.
We're going to take a call right now. Hi, you're here at the famous Computer Cafe.
Hello.
How are you?
I would like to talk to Mr. Laff.
Okay.
Mr. Laff?
Yeah.
Mr. Laff, I'm a blind person, first of all. And the next thing is that I'm a complete greenhorn at the computer business. I know nothing. Now, I would like some advice from you with the idea of trying to set up some sort of activity at home that I can use as a business.
That's a real tough one. I don't know. I would have to really take a look into that. I don't know if we can get his name.
Yeah, we
and
have
his
your
number.
name.
Do we have his name and number?
Yes, we do have it.
That's a situation that I have read something. I've read something about computer input devices for people who are blind, and I offhand don't know how to overcome that. But I can look into it, and I could probably get someone in touch with you.
I know we can probably. Jacob?
Is this Mr. Telkov?
No, this is Michael Walker.
Michael Walker?
Yes.
I heard a blind man on your program a couple of weeks ago.
You certainly did.
Yes, and I didn't get his name or... And it must be somebody in the Los Angeles area.
I think Andy remembers his name.
Is this Jacob?
Yeah.
Jacob, okay. We've had a couple of folks. Well, we had Ron Staley who was on the show.
Right.
We've also
I think that's the one.
Okay, we've also had Jerry Schwartz, who Jerry is not blind. Jerry is sighted, but he has been working in the area of voice recognition and voice synthesis, and doing a lot of things in that area. I will say that there are some. It depends on what side of the coin you're looking at. For instance, there are some programs available now where the computer can speak to you very easily.
True.
Such as, there's one for the Macintosh, Smooth Talker. First Byte Software, Smooth Talker. Of course, that doesn't deal with the problem of getting information into your computer. What I will do is, Jacob, we have your name and we have your number. What we will do is get you in touch with these folks. I will get you in touch with Ron Staley, and perhaps he can give you some information and advice, okay?
Does Ron Staley have his office in Los Angeles?
Yes. As a matter of fact, he does.
How about Mr. Schwartz?
He's down further south, like Orange County.
Let's see, I can't get there.
Well, who knows? There's been such a request, and one of the things that I'll put out to many of our blind listeners is that there's been a tremendous request for this kind of information, and you can always call our office, 394-7242, and we can get you some more information.
What's the name of your office?
The famous Computer Cafe.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Jacob, one last point, and then we're going to have to run, but there is a book that if you have someone who is sighted who can get it for you and read it for you and assist you, it's by Peter McWilliams. Peter McWilliams, and it's called Personal Computing and the Disabled.
Right.
And it's an excellent book on many of the things to do.
Is it in the computer shops?
Yes.
It's also in bookstores. You may have to look a little bit for it because not every place carries it, but you can track it down.
How about the library?
Maybe as well, and it's in soft cover, so it's not very expensive.
Bookshops and the library and so on.
Thanks a lot, Jacob. Appreciate you calling.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye. We're going to take a break right quick, and when we come back, we'll have some more questions that we'll ask of Steve and try to help us through this maze of buying personal computers. You're here at the famous Computer Cafe. Stay tuned.
Come on, baby. Be creative. Writing begins with a thought. And the writer has to think it first before recording it. With Easy Writer 2 by Sourcem, the thought itself goes into the computer. Words become sentences, and before you know it, your creative genius has transformed into the written word. Breeze through editing. Format as you go. Use lots of typefaces, automatic page headers, and even enter new thoughts as your old ones are printing out. With Easy Writer 2, the whole keyboard is at your command. The art of communication is at your fingertips, and the world is at your feet.
Easy Writer 2 by Sourcem is available at Advanced Computer Products in Santa Ana. Advanced Computer Products is located at 1310 East Edinger, Suite B, or call 714-558-8815. That's 714-558-8815. This message is brought to you by Soft Team Distributors.
Well, hi, guys. We're back here at the famous Computer Cafe, and our guest is Steve Laff. Steve, one of the things that I guess we touched on just briefly was the fact that I guess a computer store then is not a place for a consumer to go in and actually learn based on the way that they're getting treated these days.
Well, sometimes yes, sometimes no. I mean, you've got to go into a computer store armed with several things. The first thing you've got to be armed with is a basic knowledge of what you want to do. Okay? What do you want a computer to do? Secondly, make a list, and make a list of priorities as far as what you think is important. If you're going to be doing word processing, what type of word processing are you going to do? When people say, I want to do word processing, we say, well, what kind? Do you want to write screenplays? Do you want to write novels? You're going to be doing papers? Do you need footnotes? I mean, there are a lot of things to it. And the more specific you can be, the more that you can not quite demand to see, but certainly request to see. Other things, recommendations, references. People aren't really willing to offer references, and I think that's really important.
What do you mean, references?
Customer references.
You mean
when you go into a store, if
store?
you think you're going to buy something from there, say, can you have some people get in contact with me? 3, 4 people who are doing the same thing that I'm doing. I mean, that's real important. Now, you may say, some computer stores, well, I'm only going to be spending $2,000 or $3,000. $2,000 or $3,000 is still $2,000 or $3,000. That's a lot of trips to New York. I mean, that's Paris. And, before you can give up something like that, you should make sure that you're giving it to someone who is reputable, more than reputable, but who will take your hand and help you in that new experience.
Well, it sounds to me like as a consumer, I've got certain rights then. I mean, I've got certain things that I should really demand from that retail store that I buy my computer from. Like support. Is that one of the things that I should be getting from
You should. Most people don't. There are certain ways to shop for computers, and basically the one way that I don't believe you should shop for is price. You're going to get what you're going to pay for.
Well, price though, if you look in on Saturday
LA
section
Times.
of the LA Times, that's all that you see. My computer is cheaper than John's computer, and John's computer is cheaper than Joe's computer. I mean,
and Steve's computer store isn't in there. It's a lot like a street corner type atmosphere, and they are advertising price and price alone. For certain people, that's okay. Certain people who have owned lots of computers and really know what they're doing, and they just need the box.
Right.
But that's not true for a lot of people.
For the general consumer out there, they really need some help and some support.
You've got to. There are some good parts and there are bad parts to learning a computer. It's a whole new language in a way. But also, if you're learning French and you have a knowledge of English, as we hope most people out there do, you have English keep getting in the way of the new language. But with computers, it's totally new. You don't have anything else getting in the way. So most of the knowledge is easily absorbed. Most people learn rather quickly. Women, on the whole, we've found learn faster than men.
Oh, really?
Yes, believe it or not. It just seems that men, I don't know why, have a tendency to dominate machines. Present company excluded, I'm sure. But women are a lot more flexible to saying, okay, what do I have to give this machine to get what I want?
Got it.
And their learning curve is greatly enhanced.
I got a question for you. What do I, as a consumer, what should I do when my friendly... No, let's don't use that term.
When your friendly computer store isn't so friendly, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, when they promise me things like support and I don't get it. When they tell me that, well, there's a couple things that we'll talk about in line with that, because some dealers are not authorized dealers of particular machines, and
Right.
how do you deal with those kind of things? First things first. When I go in and my dealer does not give me that kind of support, what should I do?
Okay, I can take my shoes off in the cafe, can I?
No problem. You
Okay.
guys don't mind out there, do you? No, they don't.
Just
They
check.
don't mind.
Okay, the first thing you should do is when you don't get support and you are promised support, scream. I think that's probably the good first thing to do.
To the owner, correct?
To the owner.
I mean, not to the salesman. I mean, then that's nothing
well,
to take away from the
people
salesman.
promise lying is lying.
Lying is lying.
I mean, let's face it. If someone lies, they should pay the price.
Right, so should you get this in writing that I will support your computer for 160 days or 90 days or whatever?
I mean, if you have a relative at a law firm, it'll help a lot. And it's really ludicrous when a business like ours gets a great amount of press because we're honest. I mean, there's something basically wrong there. But we take in a lot of orphans. We take in maybe a dozen a week, people who can't get their machine fixed where they bought it from, have questions. Every time a national piece runs on us, we get calls from Connecticut and from Florida saying, how do I do this? How do I do that?
And you're talking about your particular store,
yes.
Friendly Computers. You guys have gotten a tremendous amount of press of late, haven't you?
Well, we've done okay.
All right. You got a pretty good PR firm, I think?
Yeah.
Who does your PR for you anyway?
Polly Rose.
She's pretty good. Yeah. Anyway.
PR, we call her.
PR. She's tenacious. She's very
she
tenacious.
Sure is. And smart.
As an individual consumer, when I go to your store, how do I know you're an authorized dealer of a particular machine? Because I understand, like, for instance, IBM, if you buy an IBM computer from a non-authorized dealer, forget it, guys. If your machine breaks down, there's no recourse as far as IBM is concerned.
Oh, that's a lot of times that's true. And you have to ask, and you call the manufacturer. A lot of people have a feeling that just because maybe one of their dealers is authorized, that the manufacturer really isn't going to tell the truth about who their best people are. And I don't think that's true. If you've got a question, call the manufacturer. Ask them if these people are authorized. I had a guy call me, I've been dealing with him for the past few weeks, and he was shopping for price, just price. And he wanted something that we don't carry, and we won't be carrying for about a month. So, I said, authorize. He said, well, I got a quote from, XYZ of computers. And I said, they're not authorized. He goes, but they said they are. And I said, call the manufacturer. And lo and behold, they weren't. Just because you buy, let's say, an IBM from a non-authorized dealer doesn't mean you're not going to get your machine fixed. It could mean that. But just because you buy it from an authorized dealer doesn't mean you're going to really get it fixed either. Most people don't really seem to care if you're under deadline. Most people don't really seem to care if you've got a problem with your hard disk and you really didn't listen and you didn't back it up.
We could probably go on for another hour, you and I talking. Of course, as always, we're running out of time here. If somebody wanted to get in touch with you, what's your phone number? Where are you guys located?
Okay, in Santa Monica, we're at 1844 Lincoln. That's at Lincoln at Pico. And they can call 213-450-5700.
Okay.
And if they're up in Ventura, they can call the Ventura store, which is 805-656-5900.
And you guys carry what machines?
We carry AT&T, we carry Hewlett-Packard, NCR, K-Pro, and a couple more things will be coming up in the near future.
Well, Steve Laff, I appreciate you coming here to the cafe. I think we'll probably get you back. You seem to really be a consumer advocate in your approach to personal computers. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
We'll be right back, guys. We're going to take a break.
SuperCalc 3 by Sourcem is a spreadsheet that's extremely easy to use, swift, and powerful, and it's priced lower than most other leading spreadsheet programs. SuperCalc 3 has all the built-in functions expected in a high-quality spreadsheet, and a lot more. SuperCalc 3's features include an on-screen help function, spreadsheet consolidation and sorting capabilities, calendar and date calculations, simple data management, functions, and windowing. The integrated graphics capability is superbly presented, allowing plotting and printing of charts in up to 99 colors. SuperCalc 3 provides you with the ability to create pie charts, bar charts, line charts, and XY graphs. The graphics are integrated into the command structure, so once you learn SuperCalc 3, plotting and graphing the results of your calculations is as easy as pie. To get a taste of the simplicity and power of SuperCalc 3, walk into Simply Software, where they'd love to whip up a quick demonstration. Simply Software is located at 3001 Sepulveda Boulevard in Manhattan Beach, or call 213-546-2467. That's 213-546-2467. Simply Software, a soft sell dealer.
Well, guys, this is Michael Walker, and we're wrapping things up. I want to let you know, if you do go in there, you guys can get 6 hours of free training when you purchase a computer. Ellen?
Our winner today of the chocolate bite and of the Winky Chip is Jacob Schwartz. Congratulations, Jacob. And I also wanted to mention that for anybody who's interested in getting material about computers for the blind, write to Recording for the Blind. They'll send you free material and books about that at 20 Roselle Road, Roscel Road in Princeton, New Jersey, 08540.
That was one of our listeners who called up during the show. Thanks. Tomorrow, Dr. Herschel Tuman will be talking about computers and biofeedback. Wednesday and Thursday, we're not going to be taking calls, but we'll be hearing from the folks at Casio. And Friday, of course, Dr. Disc.
Hey, guys, drive safely, enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.